Hi, I'm in conversation with Gaurang Doshi and Nikhil Sinha. Both of them are filmmakers. Gaurang, of course, is a producer, and he's been part of some iconic cinema, including Aankhein. And that has an interesting story, which we'll hear from him soon. And of course, Nikhil has been part of a lot of television, and then both of them come together with this very interesting project called The Seventh Sense. Now, we heard about the Sixth Sense. Now, what is the Seventh Sense? I want to know. So first we talk about that. You want to go first, Gaurang?
Anything? Yeah, absolutely. First of all, hi. It's such a pleasure being with you. I've heard so much about you. So, yeah, seven sense is something जो हर किसी में six sense होता है, seven sense होता है. It's kind of जो हमारे हिंदी में कहते हैं, शास्त्रों में लिखा है, छठी इंद्रिय, सातवीं इंद्रिय, which you can develop it. It's not like an Avengers. You have some powers like you become an Avenger. But yes, you can slowly develop it in yourself, and which everybody has.
Right.
Like कभी कभी हम घर पे बैठे होते हैं, and you feel like somebody's going to ring a bell, this guest is going to come, and it happens. That is basically also a sixth sense.
Right.
So there are different versions of sixth sense, and so that this is the seventh sense, and of course it was stalled for the corona reasons and a lot of other reasons.
Right.
But it's always being from I'm the third generation, of course. So picture kabhi stall ho sakti hai, delay ho sakti hai, shelf nahi ho sakti. That's what my dad had taught me.
Absolutely.
My grandfather had taught me. So of course it took time. Then I was into music labels. I started for
Worked with yeah.
some legends of Hollywoods and Bollywoods together, which first time I have the monopoly. So I feel good about it.
Casanova. Right.
One is the Casanova, the second is on the way with the Jason Derulo, Harnoor, Erica, Urvashi.
Okay.
Third is with Rick Ross.
Okay.
So it's all shot. And basically this is on the music label, but we have shot it for Seven Sense.
Okay.
So which is
which will also
which is something which is something new to give it to the OTT platform, larger than life scale. Of course, if we are entering some of the OTT cinemas, which is the present and the future, of course, films are also going to be there, which I'm never going to leave.
Yeah.
But to give OTT something new, all my life I've given something or the other which has been new, whatever small or big work I've done.
Yeah. Right. And tell me, Nikhil, what is your seventh sense?
See, now it is basically very metaphorical and very philosophical.
Right.
I'll try to explain in a simpler way which people understand. So everybody has been gifted with some senses, like our chakras, our senses. So sixth sense till the level 6. It is basically the local area network. So it is within your body. So you invoke it, you get lovely intuitions, you get, like you said, okay, you feel okay, somebody's gonna ring the bell. Okay, so you get intuitions, you can sense things better, you can see things better, you can control your body better. But what is seventh sense? Seventh sense is that when you rise above the sixth sense and you reach the wider area network, which is the cosmic consciousness, when you start understanding the wider world. Right. And that is when the next level of humankind starts. And when you utilize those powers or those the capability which has been gifted to you, and you connect your local area network with the wider area network which has been created by God, by the supreme consciousness, and that is where you see, you do things, you can do better things for people. Okay, so it is like that. And so when we see it in a dramatic way, our characters reach to that level and they become, so you can call them superheroes, but superheroes in the Indian way, not like the Western world superheroes way they get some certain powers. It is very compassionate. It is what when you say now Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and when you think about the humanity. Yeah. So it is that level of seven sense when you become part of the consciousness. So the subject is all about that, and we explore which has been given to us by our ancestors, our literature, and a lot of people don't know about it. The problem is that in our country we have not been taught about it. It exists. It is not we are creating it. It exists. So we want to bring those things in a very nice packaged way, which people understand, and yet they get to know what is our heritage.
Okay. Also, both of you co-wrote it together, right? You were part of the scripting as well.
Yes,
when you create something like this, which is, cosmic and a little, not ordinary, how good has the writing to be to make it simpler for the common man, right? Because you're talking about
Yeah.
greater truths here.
Right, right. No, so that is how, I mean, like, this is once you talk about the concept is this. So concept is always like your subtext, which is always not seen. It is always abstract. It just stays behind. And then you package what you show to the people in a very simple form and so understand, to make them understand in a very beautiful way. It should not sound very complicated to them. It should sound very easy to understand.
Right.
But the subtext always, like when I say, um, when you talk about compassion, when you talk about love, so you create a story, but you get the sense of love, you get the sense of compassion. So that sense, what as an audience I get, no, that is the most important, and that is for me, that is the subtext, is the concept. And then you create a very wide body around it, and you create very dramatic, stylish, modern body around it. So that's the craft.
Okay, Gaurang, tell me, so what is the star cast? How many people? Because this looks like a massive project.
You have known me that it's when I was a child, when my dad was working with Manmohan Desai, so he taught me one thing. I don't know, कभी कभी आप बच्चे होते हो, something कुछ घर कर जाता है which sits with you all your life.
Right.
Well, if ever you want to become a producer, you take my biggest advantage and only make multi-star cast, because that time there was no multiplex, nothing, and he was the only guy जो कर्जे में नहीं डूबा था. In fact, Raj Kapoor, everybody was into their depth and everything, but he was a happy man, because so from, I don't know, from that time, and of course things had to come, the legacy had to come over. So I it's always multi-star cast, whether OTT, no OTT, because and anyway, अंधों से मुझे वैसे भी बहुत बड़ा लगाव है. So here Nikhil is being modest, but when I discussed with him, so अंधों से क्या हो जाता है, because he's into mythological also, he's creatively very nice, great, his thinking is always larger than life, what I also like it. So we matched very well. एंड उससे क्या हो जाता है, फिल्म भी इंटेलिजेंट बनानी पड़ती है आपको. आप चाहे शायद इंटेलिजेंट ना भी हो ना, तो फिल्म बनानी पड़ेगी, बिकॉज दैट गिव्स यू अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ एन एज, इंस्टेड ऑफ गोइंग टू ड्रामेटिकली एंड एंटरटेनमेंट एंड means here it is not like you can make Chulbul Pandey, which of course we would love to, but OTT is absolutely a different audience altogether.
Also,
that's what I believe.
OTT में intervals, our audiences decide when the interval is, right?
Exactly.
So how your
And
thing has to be so tight that every scene could be the scene that somebody just pauses. So
absolutely, because these days they decided, यार, first episode maximum second. उसके बाद if you are not entertaining them,
right,
they will switch off to something else.
Right.
So this is actually a big challenge.
Right.
So we love it.
Okay. So
right.
tell me about
OTT has, OTT, sorry, yeah. So OTT has provided, it's basically a gap fill positioning.
Right.
Earlier there was cinema and there was television. Television was running for like a complete long format, like 500 episodes, 1000 episodes, just going on episodes. Okay. And there was film, which was limited format. Okay, 2 hours, 3 hours getting over. So there's a gap of in the intermediate format,
Yes.
where you can say a story a little longer, not as long as TV, but not as short as film. So
Right.
that is where now it is a very balanced ecosystem. So
Right.
now it is much easier for a maker to decide, okay, and every story tells you automatically what it is made for. It is made for cinema, it is made for TV, or it's for OTT.
Right.
As a maker, for us, all the platforms are equal. We love all the platforms because the story tells us, okay,
Right.
this particular story has to go into cinema because it can be said only in 2.5 hours.
Right.
And the certain story if you want to say a little longer. So जैसे अब ये कहानी है, अगर हमको कहनी है, तो because it's larger than life and we want to take people more into detail and depth ताकि उनको समझ में भी आ सके.
No, but I want you guys to tell me a little bit about the series. We're only talking about cosmic consciousness and other things. For a common man, what do you expect?
Series is obviously a multi-star cast series. Next edition, of course, we are announcing this. First, we wanted to come with our the combination of Hollywood and mainly to introduce Nikhil. We have revamped it. You know, एक ही time में सब कुछ दे दो तो क्या मजा है?
But
But yes, it is
what can the audience expect? Like, what is there? Like, you can say comedy.
It is.
One thing we can promise from both of our side, that we will give them an entertainer. That is for sure. Baki, it's rest for the audience to decide, you know, and that's what we have been doing all the time. Whatever we have made something which has been, you know, always meaty.
Okay. Also, tell me, you especially, Gaurang, when you met Mr. Bachchan, you were 21 years old, and you had 500 rupees in your bank. Apparently, is what I've read, and then you had to convince him with this few lines on our king. So, what were those lines, and what did you say, and how did he agree, and what happened?
See, basically, I did Bhavandar at the age of 20 because my dad was obviously, so he wanted to check, and he gave me Jagmohan Mundra. So I was shocked when I, you know, researched about him. And but Dad, are you okay? Because, you know, it's what once me, Sanjay Dutt, so everybody was sitting and we were in the evening times having our, you know, chat, drinks. And somebody had happened to told me a story about Bhavri Devi. And so obviously we were just chatting about it. And my dad was obviously like a dear friend of mine. And next day he says, if you want to make, you make this. But I'm not an art guy at all. But that is how things started. That's how Gujarati father makes you learn, you know. So that's how it started. But then he made Nastik with Amitabh Bachchan. And they were India-Pakistan, basically. So my dad and Amitabh Bachchan. So I was trying to trace him. Eventually, I got to meet him. I called up Vipul. We went to Filmalaya. He is not getting out of the car. I'm saying narration कौन देगा? Because he asked me, appointment मिल गई. मैं बोला तू है कौन? तुझे गिराने वाले नहीं जानते. मुझे घर के नीचे कोई नहीं जानता. Appointment कौन देगा? So obviously I'd worked with Nandita, so she's a very dear good friend of mine. She told me she's shooting for it. तो पहुंच गए. मैं कहा घुस जाते देखा जाएगा. अब पैसे भी नहीं है. विनोद दोषी का बेटा भी नहीं बोल सकता. So I asked Praveen, I want to meet sir for 5 minutes. वहीं sir बाहर आ गए. अभी all your life आप बड़े हुए उनको देखते हुए.
Like, oh, no? There's a sense
But, and his aura is something you have no clue when you are, and especially you are a kid, man. अच्छा कुछ नहीं है तुम्हारे पास फिर भी तुम जा रहे हो. So he told me अच्छा अंदर आओ in his baritone voice and all. So, अंदर गया. I was pale, absolutely pale. बताओ क्या है? And he looks into your eyes, and you know how deep is his eyes. यार बच्चा आदमी हूँ, थोड़ा रहम कर लो. But right into the eye, yeah, tell me. So बस एक सांस में मैंने कहा, sir, I'm a newcomer. I have a brilliant subject. I know you are Subhash guy, yes, Chopra, everybody, but I have a brilliant script which can make your life. And I paused. एक आध लाइन और बोलता तो शायद मैं गुजर जाता, because मैं एक ही सांस में बोल. I spoke, and again he is looking at me. मैंने कहा Gaurang, you are gone today. So, and I want to, अच्छा एक लाइन में वो भी बोला, I want you to play for the first time a negative role, out and out. So he's looking at me कि कौन बच्चा आया हुआ है, something, you know. I don't know what happened to him. He told me कहानी सुनाओ. मैं बोला सर आप टाइम दे दीजिए मुझे कभी भी 3. I need 3.5 hours. Complete narration I'll give it to you with that. नहीं अभी 4 लाइन सुनाओ. Okay sir. I went again. मैं बोला विपुल 4 लाइन सुननी है चल. तो he is not coming out of the car. I again went. अब मैं क्या बोलूं? मैंने कहा सर वो डायरेक्टर बहुत घबराया हुआ है and he's not coming out of the car. तो बोले डायरेक्ट कैसे करेगा? कौन सुनाएगा? मैं बोला सर मैं सुना देता हूँ. So he had told me 4 lines. So I exactly told a schizophrenic man who has been fired from his bank makes an alibi to rob his own bank by 3 blind men with 3 blind men. And I stopped. And he's looking at me. अच्छा मैं तब तक खड़ा ही हुआ. बैठने के लिए कहाँ नहीं है मुझे. Because and you have no clue. He told me, Gaurang, I'm doing your film. I was completely zapped.
Right. But you're also doing
And that is how
you're also doing
journey
the sequel,
started.
right? You're also doing the sequel.
Yes.
That's
Obviously, without him, मैं कैसे, all my films he has been there, and the whole industry knows लाडला हूँ मैं उनका. So, and his blessing is there. He's like a mentor, godfather to me. So obviously, but कुछ ना कुछ problem because suddenly I was into the divorce. बस वहां से निकला, बुरे एक हफ्ते में इस बंदे ने तो multi star cast खड़ी कर ली. So obviously, you know how our industry and nepotism and everything runs around. So now, of course, everything is with me. But again, I feel I will start by next year mid. Still, industry को लगेगा एक साल पूरी तरह वापस लौट.
What about Happy Anniversary? That's another film that you do.
Same, yeah, that's also the same because I don't feel that my films are OTT films. Yeah, I rather make OTT films, especially for OTT, or I make cinemas. Yeah, that should be the cinema because I make multi-star cast. यार वो OTT के लिए नहीं है, वो बड़े पर्दे के लिए. So it's might as well to wait. But yeah, hopefully next year you will be for sure hearing the bells.
Right. Okay, Nikhil, tell me, did you always want to be in this space that you chose to be? You always wanted to make films or shoot them. Tell me about that. And you did a lot of mythology. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it because I chose mytho like everybody. I was a DOP first actually. When I started my career, I started as a director of photography. Then I become a director. Then I became a producer. But in amongst all the genre, I enjoyed doing costume drama. I will rather say it's costume drama. Mythology उसका एक है, fantasy, historical. Because वो एक zone था जहाँ पे आपको as a director काम करने को मिलता है, as a creator आपको काम करने को मिलता है. And especially टीवी में because it's a long format ना, एक point पे इतना वो routine हो जाता है ना, तो आप बहुत बोर हो जाते हो social drama करते करते. पर ये space ऐसा था जहाँ पे आपको एक इंटेलिजेंट कहानी कहने को मिलती है बिकॉज उसमें एक डीप फिलोसफी होती है which connects people a lot. मतलब क्या होता है कि जो आप आस्था की बात या मान्यता की बात करते हो लोगों तक कनेक्शन बहुत होता है उसका, वो बहुत उसका रिवर्बरेशन बहुत बड़ा होता है. दूसरा क्या होता है कि एज अ न्यू एज फिल्म मेकर आई एम डीपली इनटू टेक्नोलॉजी एंड ऑल दैट. सो दिस इज द ओनली जॉनरा वेयर आई गेट टू प्ले विद टेक्नोलॉजी. बाकी आप सोशल ड्रामा करते हो, सोशल फिल्म करते हो, कॉमेडी फिल्म करते हो, मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी से कोई प्ले नहीं कर सकते हो. आई लव the mix of
you had Brahmastra, you had so many films which are derivatives of superpowers,
exactly.
but in a more mythological sense, but with more more advanced everything, special effects or whatever you call them.
Yeah, so that's a very fun space and I love that space always. It's a historical and I वही फिल्में देख देख करके बड़े हुए हो, ग्लैडिएटर देख
Seventh
करके.
Sense में वो देखने को मिलेगा क्या? Do we see that in the Seventh Sense? Will we see such things in the Seventh Sense?
See, सेवन सेंस के बारे में मतलब मैं आपको ज्यादा कहानी बता, लेकिन इतना बता सकता हूँ कि इट्स अ स्टोरी ऑफ अ enlightened human beings, enlightened villain, enlightened human, and in a very modernistic world of today of drama and crime, and where your hero is like antagonist and protagonist, a larger than life. They both are larger than life in a very larger than life setup, and a completely new genre, which we have not explored yet. Okay, so it's gonna set you. I hope, agar everything goes well the way we want it, gonna open up a new genre for us, which people actually love.
Okay. Also, triangle films. Can you tell me a little more about triangle films? Who's the third end of the triangle? I can only see two people here.
See, why it is triangle? Because I am my numerologically I'm number 3. So my everything is around 3. Okay, so why triangle? Triangle is a very important thing. Geometrically, triangle is a very important shape because with 2, there is still disbalance. The time you get the third thing, the balance comes. So third is the basic balance. After that, you can have quadrangle, multiple angles, but third is a basic balance, and that is why the word is around 3. So triangle, the name was because of that. But ठीक है, वो मतलब क्या जो अच्छा लगता है आपको सुनने में आप रख लेते हो. Triangle Film Company में basically it has made a lot of TV shows. Namely Devon Ke Dev Mahadev, which became a very cult status show, Sia Gira, Chandrakanta, Hatim, and mostly all larger than life, little expensive magnum opuses, because that is where I concentrated. As a director also, I did all such shows like Jhansi Ki Rani and Prithviraj Chauhan. So I have done selected work, but the thing which will be remembered for like next 10 years जो आप आज काम करो कम से कम 10-15 साल तक याद रखा जाए. That is the basic parameter.
Right.
So that is why when we discuss गौरांग से मुलाकात जब मेरी पहली बार हुई, उन्होंने बताया कि यार मेरे पास एक ऐसा आइडिया है. Okay. So I could see बहुत पोटेंशियल है इसके अंदर. थोड़ा ट्वीकिंग की जरूरत है, बिकॉज क्या है कि जो इन्होंने काम शुरू किया, आई 4 साल पहले काम शुरू किया, और उस समय 4 साल में चीजें बहुत फास्ट बदल रही है. एवरीथिंग इज चेंजिंग वेरी फास्ट. 4 years back we have Brahmastra, we didn't have Kartikeya. Now we have
2.5 साल.
2.5 साल 3 साल चीजें बदलती रहती हैं. हाँ, सॉरी. तो ये इसमें जब हमारी मुलाकात हुई तो the best thing what we gelled along is that कि we both wanted to make something which is a little magnum opus scale, big size है, larger than life है, जो modern है, relatable है, लेकिन sizing बड़ा है जिसका. तो ये हमारा common ground था. And then the reason became Seventh Sense, then we started developing it again together because we wanted to quite a lot of revamping into it and add a lot of new edge, new things into it. So that is what we're doing.
Okay. Tell me about the Dubai angle in the Seventh Sense, apart from the fact that you are based here, but shooting,
No.
are you working
Yeah,
here?
complete shoot we are doing in Dubai. Yes, completely we are shooting in Dubai. And
Dubai and a lot of other places.
What are the other places?
हाँ, वो थोड़ा means वो जो दूसरी places है वो थोड़ा सा suspense रखा है खोलने के लिए, because that is also going to reveal for the second season a lot of things.
है कि बाहर है?
हाँ,
में
नहीं
है?
बाहर है. But maybe शायद वो दुबई में ही लगेगा कुछ और. Because Dubai has America, New York, China. आप देखो Istanbul, means it has everything. Russell Khema you want, आप बना लो जो मर्जी चाहे.
Yeah. And Dubai, so is it part of the Dubai government? How is it working with Dubai DED, which is the Department of Tourism?
No,
and
obviously that the way last time your script is approved, obviously the last time again you put it, you approve it. Dubai is lovely because they welcome you any which ways. Just be in their boundaries, कायदे में रहोगे तो फायदे में.
Local talent कितना काम कर रहा है आपके पास? Like Arabs, Emiratis.
Local talent होंगे, अंदर के भी कुछ talents यहाँ के artists which we will be inserting them obviously. और crew यहाँ की है, जैसे lot of people are from Dubai only.
Okay. Your production.
Yeah, जैसे all the lights, cameras, Zach has been very old with us. So he's doing the things. Setup is already there because I've already shot 3 songs. Earlier also I had. So setup Dubai mein you have means you name it and everything is there.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So great to talk to both of you and hoping to be invited on the sets and do a behind the scenes story with you guys. You have to promise me.
I promise you. And with lots of prank.
Okay, let's see that. Right. Thank you very much for speaking to me. Good luck. Right. And thank you so much. Right.
Thank you so much. Love always. Keep loving your parents and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.